Autoline Daily is brought to you by Bridgestone, passion for excellence. Dow Automotive Systems, improving durability and increasing design flexibility with Betamate structural adhesives at dowbetamate.com. And by Hyundai. Experience the 2011 Hyundai Sonata today at hyundaisonata.com.
This is Autoline Daily for December 14, 2010, and now the news. And this is what I call a big story. The World Trade Organization rejected China's accusation that the United States violated trade rules when it imposed import tariffs on some Chinese tires. The tariffs were a victory for the United Steelworkers Union, which represents tire workers, but they were opposed by the Tire Industry Association in the U.S. Bloomberg reports the U.S. and China do $366 billion in trade between each other, but China has a trade surplus with the U.S. of more than $200 billion. Here's my Autoline insight. This ruling by the WTO is going to encourage other unions and industries that have been hit by Chinese imports to push for more tariffs. And this will not just happen in the United States, but in other countries as well, particularly in Europe. And sticking with China for the moment, you know, there's so many new cars on the roads there that it was only a matter of time before traffic congestion would become a problem. Now the city of Beijing is trying to alleviate the problem. According to Bloomberg, the proposals include offering public bicycles, building tunnels, handing out fines for driving in certain sections of the city, and building more subway lines. A report says traffic in Beijing is now tied with Mexico City as being the worst in the world. But maybe this next story will be of interest in China. You've heard of Zipcar, haven't you? That's the car service that allows you to use a car by the hour when you need it. Well, a company called Relay Rides, a startup backed by Google, will let you loan your car out to anyone who wants to use it. Anyone with a good driving record, that is. You register at the company's website, and then they install an immobilizer that only lets the car be activated by someone who is scheduled to use it. The idea is that you can make money off your car, since for most people, it spends most of the day just sitting around. They charge $6 an hour, which includes insurance and gas. The owner gets 65% of the money, 20% goes for insurance, 15% goes to Relay Rides. Bloomberg says most people could make about $250 a month. Now that the Detroit automakers are starting to recover in North America, more good news is starting to emerge. Bloomberg reports there's a shortage of automotive engineers, not only at the OEMs, but also at suppliers. One supplier company, Ricardo, just put up billboards around Metro Detroit and is running radio ads trying to lure engineers to the company. Ricardo says it's difficult to attract top talent since so many companies are competing with each other to hire the engineers that were laid off during the downturn 2 years ago. And now for some product news. Jeep just released pictures of the Compass. Just as Chrysler has done with other products, this mid-cycle refresh includes much better styling. It really looks like a Jeep now, doesn't it? And they greatly improved the interior. And Honda released this sketch of the 9th generation Civic. It will make its official debut at the Detroit Auto Show next month. This sketch makes the Civic look wider, lower, sleeker, and more aggressive. But sketches are always more dramatic than the actual car, aren't they? And then Hyundai released these sketches of the station wagon version of the Sonata. Autoblog reports it will debut at the Geneva Auto Show and go on sale in Europe shortly after that. Sure is a good-looking car. No word yet on whether it will be sold in the American market, but my guess is it will not. As much as I like sporty-looking wagons like this one, Americans just don't buy them in enough numbers to justify the investment. Coming up next, let's take a deeper look at the new Pentastar V6 engine from Chrysler. It's not every day an automaker introduces a new engine family. They cost a fortune to develop, and that expense has to be spread out over many, many years. Chrysler just launched its latest V6 in the 2011 Jeep Grand Cherokee, called the Pentastar. It was under development for at least 4 or 5 years, but it was worth the wait.
It's an all-new V6 aluminum block, 60-degree, dual overhead cam, variable valve. It has all the technologies in there for the improvements, but the team did a lot of heavy focus up front with a lot of benchmarking, a lot of teardown analysis, and really to focus heavily on how we can get the NVH performance equal or better than the best V6s out there, how we can get all the optimization and fuel efficiency, but yet raise the level of powertrain and performance.
And Chrysler's engineers succeeded. From an NVH standpoint, the Pentastar can go toe-to-toe with just about any engine in its class. It's really quiet, but what's even more impressive is how it compares to its direct predecessor.
We set the displacement right where we want, 3.6 liters. We raised the horsepower 38% from 210 to 290. We raised the torque 12% up to 260 foot-pounds. Fuel efficiency engine, the actual engine, while I raised those levels, the team got that level to that position, the engine's 8% more fuel efficient internally. So the engine team raised that level of performance and then delivered a higher level of fuel economy, and then we coupled that with the vehicle to give it about 11 to 12% more efficient than we were before.
Sounds like a win-win to me. With 290 horsepower, the Pentastar is very competitive. But other automakers are not standing still, which is why engineers have planned for the future.
The base structure of this engine and how it was integrated and how it was set up for its flexibility provides a lot of flexibility for Chrysler in our future vehicles and what we want to do with our V6.
They wouldn't come out and say it, but reading between the lines, direct fuel injection and Fiat's multi-air system have got to be in the works for this engine. In the years to come, the Pentastar V6 will be a driving force behind Chrysler's renaissance because it's excellent and it's going to go in practically every vehicle the company builds. And that's today's report on the top news in the global automotive industry. Thanks for watching. We'll see you tomorrow.